Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day. Don't forget, grab your smartphone and download the Lava Matra app and stay in touch. Guru Mahārāja's message is your advantage. The following is a Sri Kṛṣṇa Caitanya book compilation given by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Mahārāja on May 13th, 2022 in Sri Mayapur, India.
Mukha karoti vachalam
Pangun langayate girim
Yathithathavan mande
Sri Gurum Dhinatharinam
Paramananda madhavam
Sri Chaitanya Mishwaram
Hari Om Tat Sat.
Hari Om Tat Sat. So today in the Caitanya book compilation class, the result of hearing about the explanation of the truth of the Pañca-tattva.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. Under
Hari
the section,
Bol.
how all the residents of Varanasi became Vaishnavas.
Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela 7.168.
পঞ্চতত্ত্ব ব্যাখ্যা শ্রবণে গৌরতত্ত্ব জ্ঞান লাভ। এই তো কহিল পঞ্চ তত্ত্বের ব্যাখ্যান, ইহার শ্রবণে হয় চৈতন্য তত্ত্ব জ্ঞান।
I have thus explained the truth of the Pañca-tattva. One who hears this explanation increases in knowledge of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Purport. The Pañca-tattva is a very important factor in understanding Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There are Sahajiyas who, not knowing the importance of the Pañca-tattva, concoct their own slogans such as Bhaja Nitai Gaura Radhe Shyam, Japa Hare Kṛṣṇa Hare Ram, or Shri Kṛṣṇa Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Hare Kṛṣṇa Hare Ram Radhe Govinda. Such chants may be good poetry, but they cannot help us to go forward in devotional service. In such chants, there are also many discrepancies which need not be discussed here. Strictly speaking, when chanting the names of the Pañca-tattva, one should fully offer his obeisances. Shri Kṛṣṇa Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. By such chanting, one is blessed with the competency to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra without offenses. When chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, one should also chant it fully. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. One should not foolishly adopt any of the slogans concocted by imaginative devotees. If one actually wants to derive the effects of chanting, one must strictly follow the great acharyas. This is confirmed in the Mahārāja. Mahājano yena gathasya pantha. The real path of progress is that which is traversed by great acharyas and authorities.
So Prabhupada used to say that taking different mantras and chopping them up.
So Srila Prabhupada used to say that they're taking different mantras and chopping them up.
Like, so taking Pañca-tattva mantra, they say Shri Kṛṣṇa Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda.
Like some taking the Pañca-tattva mantra, they are saying Shri Kṛṣṇa Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda.
Instead of chanting the whole Hare Krishna mantra, they say Hare Krishna Hare Ram.
Instead of chanting the whole Hare Krishna mantra, they are just chanting Hare Krishna Hare Ram.
And then instead of saying something else like Radha Govinda or something.
Yeah, instead of saying something else like Shri Radha Govinda or something like that.
And then I asked one Pandit in Puri why they chop out the mantras in such a way.
Once I asked a Pandit in Puri that why do they chop up the mantras in such a way?
And he said, well, Bengal and Orissa are like Nitai Gaur.
Well, and he said that in Bengal and Orissa, they like Nitai Gaur.
And in Western India, they like Radha Govinda.
And in Western India, they like Radha Govinda.
So the Prophet said it's a good shopkeeper.
So Prabhupada said that he's a good shopkeeper.
Something for everybody.
Serving for everybody.
but actually you should give the whole mantras authorized by the previous acharyas.
But actually, we should give the whole mantras that are authorized by the previous acharyas. Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela 7.169.
শ্রী চৈতন্য নিত্যানন্দ অদ্বৈত তিনজন শ্রীবাস গদাধর আদি যত ভক্তগণ.
Translation. While chanting the Pañca-tattva Mahamantra, one must chant the names of Sri Caitanya, Nityananda, Advaita, Gadadhar and Srivas with their many devotees. This is the process.
You see, Caitanya, Nityananda and Advaita are Vishnu Tattva.
You see, Chaitanya, Nityananda and Advaita, they are Vishnu Tattva.
Gadadhar is Sri Shakti, is Sri Tattva.
And Radha is Sri Shakti, the Sri Tattva.
And the Srivas is the marginal potency, the Jiva Shakti.
And Srivas is the marginal potency, the Jiva Shakti.
But pure devotee.
But pure devotee.
So the Pañca-tattva has a very great significance.
So the Pañca-tattva has a very great significance. Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela 7.170.
সবাকার পাদ পদ্মে কোটি নমস্কার, জৈছে তৈছে কহি কিছু চৈতন্য বিহার.
Translation. I again and again offer obeisances unto the Pañca-tattva. Thus I think that I will be able to describe something about the pastimes of Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu.
So Lord Caitanya, as was predicted in the 11th canto, that Pañca-tattva, he would come with his Pangas, his energies, his associates, his all the worshipping the Pañca-tattva. You see how this is true.
So it was predicted in the Srimad Bhagavatam 11th canto, Sango Pangasta Parshadam, that Lord Chaitanya will come with all his associates. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 25.263.
That is very small.
সংক্ষেপে মধ্যলীলা বর্ণিত. সংক্ষেপে কহিলু এই মধ্যলীলার সার, কোটি গ্রন্থে বর্ণন না যায় ইহার বিস্তার.
Translation. I have now summarized the entire subject matter of the Madhya Leela. These pastimes cannot be described elaborately even in millions of books.
Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in one daily pastime, there's so many things happen.
Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in his one daily pastime, so many things happen.
That actually, another day with his unlimited heads cannot even describe it.
That actually even Anantadev with his hundreds of heads cannot even describe them. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 25.264.
জীবোদ্ধার নিমিত্ত প্রভুর সমগ্র ভারত ভ্রমণ ও স্বয়ং আচরণ করিয়া প্রচার. জীবনিস্তারিতে প্রভু ভ্রমিলা দেশে দেশে, আপনে আস্বাদি ভক্তি করিলা প্রকাশে.
Translation. To deliver all fallen souls, the Lord travelled from country to country. He personally tasted the transcendental pleasure of devotional service, and he simultaneously spread the cult of devotion everywhere. Purport. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally travelled to different regions of India to spread the bhakti cult throughout the country. He also personally relished transcendental activities. By his personal behavior, he has given an example for devotees to follow. That is, one should broadcast the cult of devotional service. He specifically instructed his devotees to enjoin all Indians to broadcast this message throughout the world, because at that time the Lord could not personally travel to other parts of the world. In this regard, he has left two instructions. All Indians should seriously take up the cult of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and should perfect their lives by adopting the process of devotional service. After perfecting their lives, they should broadcast this message all over the world for the welfare of all human beings. Para Upakara, CC Adilila 9.41. A Vaishnava is especially interested in Para Upakara, doing good to others. Prahlad Mahārāja was also interested in this. He did not want to be delivered alone. Rather, he wanted to deliver all fallen souls who are bereft of knowledge of bhakti and who misuse their intelligence for the temporary benefit of the material body. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also wanted his mission spread all over the world. In every town and village, the chanting of my name will be heard. Chaitanya Bhagavata Antya 4.126. Following in the footsteps of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we are trying to broadcast his message throughout the world. By his mercy, people are taking this movement very seriously. Indeed, our books are extensively distributed in the Western countries, especially in America and Europe. Even the celestial orders of these countries are appreciating the value of Kṛṣṇa consciousness movement. Ecclesiastical orders of these countries are appreciating the value of Kṛṣṇa consciousness movement and are ready to unite for the highest benefit of human society. The followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu may therefore take this movement very seriously and broadcast it throughout the world from village to village and from town to town, just as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself did.
So, two orders were given that everyone born in India should perfect their lives and help others.
So two orders were given, that everyone born in India should perfect their lives and help others.
So, and then one other thing was that every town and village of the world, his holy name should be heard.
And there was one other thing, that in every town and village of this world, his holy name should be heard.
So, we want to see Lord Chaitanya's message spread.
So we want to see Lord Chaitanya's message spread.
Prabhupada said that now we have, say we make 10,000 acharyas, initiating gurus.
Prabhupada said that now we have, so we make 10,000 acharyas, initiating gurus.
And then we should have 100,000.
And then we should have 100,000.
And then 1 million.
And then 1 million.
And then 10 million.
And then 10 million.
In this way, we can spread the holy name in every town and village.
And in this way, we can spread the holy name in every town and village.
I need everybody to take up this service for Lord Chaitanya.
So we need everybody to take up this service for Lord Chaitanya.
And those who are householders, Lord Chaitanya said that whoever you meet, tell them the message of Kṛṣṇa.
And also to the householders, Lord Chaitanya said, whomever you meet, tell them the message of Kṛṣṇa.
Deliver your country.
Deliver your country.
So we need men to do the preaching, also the ladies taking the preaching.
So we need the men to do the preaching. Also the ladies can also do the preaching.
And ladies should be Kṛṣṇa conscious in the family.
And ladies should be Kṛṣṇa conscious in the family.
So that they can inspire all the other family members to chant Hare Kṛṣṇa and do devotional service.
So that they can inspire the other family members to chant Hare Kṛṣṇa and do their devotional service. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 25.265.
প্রভুর প্রচার্য বিষয়সমূহ কৃষ্ণ তত্ত্ব, ভক্তি তত্ত্ব, প্রেম তত্ত্ব আর ভাব তত্ত্ব, রস তত্ত্ব, লীলা তত্ত্ব সার।
Krishna consciousness means understanding the truth of Krishna. The truth of Krishna consciousness means understanding the truth of Krishna, the truth of devotional service, the truth of love of Godhead, the truth of emotional ecstasy, the truth of transcendental mellows, and the truth of the pastimes of the Lord.
So devotees can understand all these truths
So devotees can understand all these truths
by the practice of devotional service.
by the practice of devotional service. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 25.266.
শ্রী ভাগবত তত্ত্বরস করিলা প্রচারে, কৃষ্ণ তুল্য ভাগবত জানাইল সংসারে।
Translation. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has personally preached the transcendental truths and mellows of Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam and the Supreme Personality of Godhead are identical, for Srimad Bhagavatam is the sound incarnation of Sri Krishna.
Srimad Bhagavatam was left to be like a light, a sun, for Kali Yuga.
Srimad Bhagavatam was left to be like a light, a sun for Kali Yuga.
And one should, normally people in this material world are completely body conscious.
Normally, people in this material world are completely body conscious.
And they think that if their senses are satisfied, then they'll be happy.
And they think that if their senses are satisfied, they shall be happy.
Thus they're Godasa, they're servants of their senses.
Thus, they are Godasa, they are servants of their senses.
So, actually, one cannot be fully satisfied simply by trying to satisfy the senses.
Actually, one cannot be fully satisfied simply by trying to satisfy their senses.
Rather, if one serves the Supreme Lord, he or she can be fully satisfied.
Rather, if one serves the Supreme Lord, he or she can be fully satisfied. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 25.267.
কখনো শ্রোতৃরূপে, কখনো ভক্তৃরূপে শুদ্ধ ভক্তি প্রচার। ভক্ত লাগি বিস্তারিলা আপন বদনে, কাহা ভক্ত মুখে কহাই শুনিলা আপনে।
Translation. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu broadcast the purport of Srimad Bhagavatam. He sometimes spoke for the benefit of his devotees and sometimes empowered one of his devotees to speak while he listened. Purport. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as an ideal teacher or acharya, explained Srimad Bhagavatam very elaborately himself. He sometimes also empowered his devotees to speak while he listened. This is the way an acharya should train his disciples. Not only should he describe the Bhagavata cult personally, but he should also train his disciples to speak on the sublime subject.
Similarly, in the language A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, he would explain elaborately the philosophy of Srimad Bhagavatam.
Similarly, His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, he would elaborately explain the philosophy of Srimad Bhagavatam.
Sometimes he would have his disciples explain panel programs or other events.
Sometimes he would have his disciples explain in pandal programs or in other programs.
Men, women,
Men, women,
and he would listen. He would listen.
and he would listen.
So he was acting as a perfect acharya.
So he was acting as a perfect acharya. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 25.268.
অনুপম ভক্তবৎসল অদ্বিতীয় ও অহৈতুকী কৃপাসিন্ধু শ্রীচৈতন্য সমর কৃপালু বদান্য ভক্তবৎসল না দেখি ত্রিজগতে অন্য.
All sane men with these three words certainly accept the conclusion that no one is more merciful and magnanimous than Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, and that one is as kind to his devotees. And no one is as kind to his devotees.
So Lord Chaitanya is a special mercy avatar.
So Lord Chaitanya is a special mercy avatar.
He is Kṛṣṇa himself, but he is more merciful than Kṛṣṇa.
He is Kṛṣṇa himself, but he is more merciful than Kṛṣṇa.
Who wants the mercy of Lord Chaitanya?
Who wants that? Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 25.269.
অন্ধবিশ্বাস ছাড়িয়া বাস্তব বস্তুতে দৃঢ়বিশ্বাস ফলেই পরতত্ত্ব চৈতন্য কৃষ্ণ প্রাপ্তি. শ্রদ্ধা করি এই লীলা শোনো ভক্তগণ, ইহার প্রসাদে পাইবা চৈতন্য চরণ.
Translation. All devotees should hear about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes with faith and love. By the grace of the Lord, one can thus attain shelter at his lotus feet.
This is the most valuable mercy
This,
one can achieve
this is the most valuable mercy one can achieve.
to get the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya.
To get the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 25.270.
ইহার প্রসাদে পাইবা কৃষ্ণ তত্ত্বসার, সর্বশাস্ত্র সিদ্ধান্তের ইহা পাইবা পার.
Translation. By understanding the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one can understand the truth about Kṛṣṇa. By understanding Kṛṣṇa, one can understand the limit of all knowledge described in various revealed scriptures. Purport. As Lord Kṛṣṇa states in Bhagavad Gita 7.3, out of many thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection, and of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. It is very difficult to understand Kṛṣṇa, but if one tries to understand Srimad Bhagavatam through Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's bhakti cult, one will undoubtedly understand Kṛṣṇa very easily. If somehow or other one understands Kṛṣṇa, his life is successful. Again, as Kṛṣṇa states in Bhagavad Gita 4.9, one who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna.
So, by understanding the transcendental nature of the appearance and activities of the Lord,
So, by understanding the transcendental nature of the appearance and activities of the Lord,
one doesn't take birth in this material world again.
one doesn't take birth in this material world again,
It goes to the eternal spiritual abode.
goes to the eternal spiritual abode.
No death, no old age, no disease,
No death, no old age, no disease,
no rebirth.
no rebirth.
So, we're in this material world as a prisoner,
So, we are in this material world as a prisoner,
but we don't realize our position.
but we do not realize our fallen position.
But if we have the understanding Lord Chaitanya's instructions,
But if we have the understanding of Lord Chaitanya's instructions,
we will understand the actual truth about Kṛṣṇa.
then we will understand the actual truth about Kṛṣṇa.
We go to the spiritual world.
And we go to the spiritual world.
Are you happy?
Are you happy? Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 25.271.
কৃষ্ণলীলা ও চৈতন্যলীলা অভিন্ন অমৃত নদী, তাহা কেবলমাত্র শুদ্ধচিত্ত ভক্তেরই আসাধ্যা। কৃষ্ণলীলা অমৃত সার, তার শত শত ধার, 10 দিকে বহে যাহা হইতে, সে চৈতন্যলীলা হয় সরোবর অক্ষয়, মনহংস চরাহ তাহাতে।
Translation: The pastimes of Lord Krishna are the essence of all nectar, and that nectar is flowing in hundreds of rivers in all directions. The pastimes of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu are an eternal reservoir, and one is advised to let his mind swim like a swan on this transcendental lake. Purport: The essence of spiritual knowledge is found in the pastimes of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, which are identical with the pastimes of Lord Krishna. This is the essence of knowledge. If knowledge does not include the understanding of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu and Krishna, it is simply superfluous. By Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu's grace, the nectar of Lord Sri Krishna's pastimes is flowing in different directions in hundreds and thousands of rivers. One should not think that the pastimes of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu are different from Krishna's pastimes. It is said Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu is a combination of Radha and Krishna. Thus, without understanding the pastimes of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, one cannot understand Radha and Krishna. Srila Narottam Das Thakur therefore sings, "When shall I become very eager to study the books left by the 6 Goswamis? Then I shall be able to understand the conjugal pastimes of Radha and Krishna." Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu directly empowered Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Sanatan Goswami. Following in their footsteps, the other Goswamis understood Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu and his mission. One should understand Sri Krishna Chaitanya and Lord Sri Krishna from the 6 Goswamis in the Parampara system. The Krishna consciousness movement is following as strictly as possible in the footsteps of the Goswamis. Narottama Das Thakur says, "I am the servant of the 6 Goswamis. The philosophy of Krishna consciousness is to become the servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord. Whoever wants to understand the difficult subject matter of Krishna Katha should accept the disciplic succession. If one is somehow or other able to understand Krishna, his life is successful. Tyaktva deham punarjanma nayati mam eti so Arjuna." This perfect devotee is able to understand Krishna through the disciplic succession, and his entrance into the kingdom of God is thereby certainly opened. When one understands Krishna, there is no difficulty in transferring oneself to the spiritual kingdom.
Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave out this ecstasy of serving Krishna.
Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave out this ecstasy of serving Krishna.
Radharani was experiencing more pleasure than Krishna
Radharani was experiencing more pleasure than Krishna
in serving Krishna.
in serving Krishna.
Now this secret of tasting the unlimited bliss of Krishna consciousness was given freely by Lord Chaitanya.
So this secret of tasting the unlimited bliss of Krishna consciousness was given freely by Lord Chaitanya.
And if we take his shelter, try to understand his pastimes, then we'll also understand the pastime of Radha and Krishna.
And if we take his shelter and also try to understand his pastimes, we shall also understand the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 25.272.
গ্রন্থাকারের সদৈন্য প্রার্থনা। ভক্তগণ শোনো মোর দৈন্য বচন, তোমা সবার পদধূলি অঙ্গে বিভূষণ করি, কিছু মুই কর নিবেদন।
Translation: With all humility, I submit myself to the lotus feet of all you devotees, taking the dust from your feet as my bodily ornaments. Now, my dear devotees, please hear one thing more from me.
So, Krishna's Kaviraj, after taking the dust from all the devotees who are reading his books, is asking they listen to one of his instructions.
So, Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, after taking the dust of the lotus feet of the devotees, is asking them to listen to one more instruction of his. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 25.273.
ভক্তি সিদ্ধান্ত সমূহ ও কৃষ্ণ প্রেম রস আস্বাদনার্থ ভক্তগণকে অনুরোধ। কৃষ্ণ ভক্তি সিদ্ধান্তগণ যাতে প্রফুল্ল পদ্মবন, তার মধু করি আস্বাদন। প্রেম রস কুমুদ বনে প্রফুল্লিত রাত্রি দিনে, তাতে চড়াও মনোভৃঙ্গগণ।
Translation: Devotional service to Krishna is exactly like a pleasing, jubilant forest of lotus flowers wherein there is ample honey. I request everyone to taste this honey. If all the mental speculators bring the bees of their minds into this forest of lotus flower and jubilantly enjoying ecstatic love of Krishna day and night, their mental speculation will be completely transcendentally satisfied.
People speculate on the subject of God.
People speculate on the subject of God.
But if they observe themselves in devotional service,
But if they observe themselves in devotional service,
they'll taste the sweet honey of lotus flowers.
they will taste the sweet honey of lotus flowers.
And in this way, they can understand Lord Chaitanya and Krishna.
And in this way, they can understand Lord Chaitanya and Krishna. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 25.274.
কৃষ্ণলীলা বৈচিত্র্য সমূহই ভক্তগণের জীবন। নানা ভাবের ভক্তজন হংস চক্রবাকগণ, যাতে বসি করেন বিহার। কৃষ্ণ কেলি সুমৃণাল যাহা পাই সর্বকাল, ভক্ত হংস কর হে আহার।
Translation: The devotees who have a relationship with Krishna are like the swans and chakravaka birds who play in the forest of lotus flowers. The buds of those lotus flowers are the pastimes of Krishna, and they are edibles for the swan-like devotees. Lord Shri Krishna is always engaged in his transcendental pastimes. Therefore, the devotees following in the footsteps of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can always eat these lotus buds, for they are the pastimes of the Lord.
It's very difficult, in one sense, to awaken our dormant love for Krishna.
It's very difficult in one sense to awaken that dormant love for Krishna.
But by Lord Chaitanya's mercy, He has made it very easy.
But by Lord Chaitanya's mercy, it can be made very easy.
We should observe ourselves in hearing the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya
So we should observe ourselves in hearing the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya
and Lord Krishna.
and Lord Krishna. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 25.275.
তাদৃশ আস্বাদনেই প্রেমোল্লাস বৃদ্ধি। সেই সরোবরে গিয়া হংস চক্রবাক হইয়া, সদা তাহা করহ বিলাস। খণ্ডিবে সকল দুঃখ পাইবা পরম সুখ, অনাহাসে হবে প্রেমোল্লাস।
Translation: All the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu should go to that lake and remaining always under the shelter of the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu become swans and chakravaka birds in those celestial waters. They should go on rendering service to Lord Kṛṣṇa and enjoy life perpetually. In this way, all miseries will be diminished. The devotees will attain great happiness and there will be jubilant love of God.
In this material world, people want to be happy,
In this material world, people want to be happy.
but this material world is filled with suffering.
But this material world is filled with suffering.
People die due to disease,
People
old
die,
age,
they get disease, old age,
and they take birth again,
and they take birth again,
sometimes higher birth,
sometimes higher birth,
sometimes lower birth.
sometimes lower birth.
So this material world actually it does not satisfy anyone.
This material world actually, it does not satisfy anyone.
So Kṛṣṇa told us, giving us a secret for real success.
So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami gave us the real secret for success. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 25.276.
শুদ্ধ ভক্তগণ কর্তৃক বিশ্ববাসীকে গৌর কৃষ্ণ লীলামৃত বিতরণ। এই অমৃত অনুক্ষণ সাধু মহান্ত মেঘ ঘন বিশুদ্ধানে করে বরিশন। তাতে ফলে অমৃত ফল ভক্ত খায় নিরন্তর তার প্রেমে জিয়ে জগজন।
Translation. The devotees who have taken shelter of the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu take the responsibility for distributing nectarian devotional service all over the world. They are like clouds pouring water on the ground that nourishes the fruit of love of Godhead in this world. The devotees can eat that fruit to their heart's content, and whatever remains they leave are eaten by the general populace. Thus they live happily.
We see in the news that there's spontaneous forest fires in America and South America and Europe and different places.
So we see in news that there are spontaneous forest fires in America, South America, Europe, and so many different places.
And they try to extinguish these forest fires by seeing the clouds.
And they try to extinguish these forest fires by seeing the clouds.
We see that by this description of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he can automatically extinguish all the fire of material life.
So we see that by this discussion of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we can automatically extinguish the forest of material life.
Haribo!
Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 25.277.
গৌর লীলা ঘন দুগ্ধপুর তাহাতে কৃষ্ণলীলা সুকর্পূর সৌত পন্থায় হরিগুরু বৈষ্ণব কৃপায় উহার আস্বাদন সম্ভাবনা। চৈতন্য লীলা অমৃতপুর কৃষ্ণলীলা সুকর্পূর দোহে মিলি হয় সুমাধুর্য সাধুগুরু প্রসাদে তাহা যেই আস্বাদে সেই জানে মাধুর্য প্রাচুর্য।
The pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are full of nectar, and the pastimes of Lord Kṛṣṇa are like camphor. When one mixes these, they taste very sweet. By the mercy of the pure devotees, whoever tastes them can understand the depths of the sweetness.
So Bhakti Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada he was anxious to fulfill the prediction of Lord Chaitanya.
So, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, he was anxious to fulfill the prediction of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu
And see that the message of Lord Chaitanya was spread in every town and village.
and see that the message of Lord Chaitanya was spread in every town and village.
So he inaugurated the Sankirtan movement in the West,
So, he inaugurated the Sankirtana movement in the West,
and he also was instructed by Kṛṣṇa to spread it in India.
and he was also instructed by Kṛṣṇa to spread it in India
And other neighboring countries.
and other neighboring countries.
And this way, everyone could taste the mercy of Lord Chaitanya
So, in this way, everyone could taste the mercy of Lord Chaitanya
and have the complete ecstasy.
and have the complete ecstasy.
এই উভয় লীলামৃতই ভক্তের আহার্য। ইহা ব্যতীত অন্ন গ্রহণেও ভক্তজীবনের অপুষ্টি। যে লীলা অমৃত বিনে খায় যদি অন্ন পানে, তবে ভক্তের দুর্বল জীবন। যার এক বিন্দু পানে উৎফুল্লিত তনু মনে, হাসে গায় করয়ে নর্তন।
Men become strong and stout by eating sufficient grains, but the devotee who simply eats ordinary grains but does not taste the transcendental pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Kṛṣṇa gradually becomes weak and falls down from the transcendental position. However, if one drinks but a drop of the nectar of Krishna's pastimes, his body and mind begin to bloom and he begins to laugh, sing and dance. Purport. Purport. All the devotees connected with Krishna consciousness movement must read all the books that have been translated, the Caitanya Charitamrita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita and others. Otherwise, after some time, they will simply eat, sleep and fall down from their position. Thus, they will miss the opportunity to attain an eternal, blissful life of transcendental pleasure.
So here, the importance of reading all the books that Prabhupada translated
So, here is the importance of reading all the books that Srila Prabhupada translated.
is mentioned. I'm requesting all the devotees to please read these books again and again.
I'm requesting all the devotees to please read these books again and again.
If you get one drop of nectar, then you'll naturally feel ecstasy.
If you get even one drop of that nectar, you will naturally feel the ecstasy. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 25.279.
তর্কপন্থায় এই অমৃত দুর্লভ। এ অমৃত কর পান, যার সম নাহিয়ান। চিত্তে করি সুদৃঢ় বিশ্বাস, না পর কুতর্ক গর্তে অমেদ্য কর্কশ আবর্তে, যাতে পড়িলে হয় সর্বনাশ।
Translation. The readers should relish this wonderful nectar because nothing compares to it. Keeping their faith firmly fixed within their minds, they should be careful not to fall into the pit of false arguments or the whirlpools of unfortunate situations. If one falls into such positions, he is finished.
So we need to focus all our consciousness on the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya.
So we need to focus our consciousness into the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya
And Lord Kṛṣṇa.
and about Krishna.
If we fail to do that, and we don't read the books,
And if we fail to do that, and if we don't read the books,
don't relish these pastimes,
don't relish these pastimes,
then you may be put into a hellish situation.
then you will be put into a hellish situation.
So please take advantage of this mercy and swim in the ecstasy of the nectar lake.
So please take advantage of this mercy and swim into this ecstasy of nectar.
Hari Hari.
Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 25.280.
পঞ্চতত্ত্বকে ও সত্যিগণকে প্রণাম। শ্রীচৈতন্য নিত্যানন্দ শ্রী অদ্বৈত ভক্তবৃন্দ আর যত শ্রোতা ভক্তগণ, তোমা সবার শ্রীচরণ করি শিরে ভূষণ, যাহা হইতে অভীষ্ট পূরণ।
Translation. In conclusion, I submit to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Prabhu, and all the other devotees and readers that I accept your lotus feet as the helmet on my head. In this way, all my purposes will be served.
So, Kṛṣṇa Chaudhuraj is taking the humble position.
So, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is taking a humble position.
He's taking the dust of Lord Caitanya, Nityananda, Advaita, and all the devotees.
He is taking the dust from the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya, Nityananda, Advaita, and all the other devotees.
All the devotees.
All the devotees.
And he, in this way, by humbly serving, he achieves these spiritual bliss.
And this way, by humbly serving, he achieves the spiritual bliss. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 25.281.
অভীষ্ট আরাধ্যের প্রণাম। শ্রীরূপ সনাতন রঘুনাথ জীবচরণ, শিরে ধরি যার করি আস, কৃষ্ণ লীলামৃতান্বিত চৈতন্য চরিতামৃত, কহে কিছু দিন কৃষ্ণ দাস।
Translation. Taking the feet of Srila Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatan Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, and Jiva Goswami on my head, I always desire their mercy. Thus I, Krishna Dasa, humbly tried to describe the nectar of the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which are mixed with the pastimes of Lord Krishna. Translation. Okay.
So Kṛṣṇa Chaudhuraj is explaining how to follow the Parampara system.
So Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is explaining how to follow the Parampara system.
That after Lord Chaitanya, he was very fortunate to have association with the six Goswamis.
After Lord Chaitanya, he was very fortunate to have association with the six Goswamis.
And in this way, he's trying to write pastimes of Lord Chaitanya.
And in this way, he is trying to write the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 25.282. Shriman Madan Gopal Govinda Deva Tushtyate Chaitanya Pitam Ashtva Itak Chaitanya Charitamritam. Translation. For the satisfaction of Shri Madan Gopal and Govinda Deva, we pray that this book, Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita, may be offered to Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
So these deities are the deities of Sambandha and Abhideya.
So these deities are the deities of Sambandha and Abhideya.
And the author, he wants his book to be offered to Lord Caitanya.
And the author, he wants this book to be offered to Lord Caitanya. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 25.283.
অভক্তের নিন্দা প্রশংসায় নিরপেক্ষ গ্রন্থাকারের ভক্ত সুখেই আপনাকে কৃতার্থ জ্ঞান।
Tad idam ati rahasyam.
I'll read the translation.
Translation. The Chaitanya Charitamrita, pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, constitute a very secret literature. This is the life and soul of all devotees. Those who are not fit to relish this literature, who are envious like hogs and pigs, will certainly not adore it. However, this will not harm my attempt. These pastimes of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will certainly please all saintly people who have clear hearts. They will certainly enjoy it. We wish that this will enhance their enjoyment more and more. Thus ends the Bhakti Vedanta purport to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 25th chapter, describing how the inhabitants of Varanasi were converted to Vaishnavism. Note, the author of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Kṛṣṇa Kaviraj Goswami, has condemned all his enemies by comparing them to envious hogs and pigs. Krishna consciousness movement, which is spreading throughout the world, is being appreciated by sincere people, although they have never previously heard of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Krishna's pastimes. Now even the higher priestly circles are appreciating this movement. They have concluded that this movement is very nice and that they have something to learn from it. Nonetheless, in India, there are some people who say that they belong to this cult but who are actually very envious of the Acharya. They have tried to suppress our activities in many ways, but as far as we are concerned, we follow in the footsteps of Kṛṣṇa Kaviraj Goswami and take them as envious pigs and hogs. We simply wish to present the pastimes of Lord Krishna and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to the best of our ability, so that those who are really honest can cleanse their hearts. We hope that they enjoy this literature and bestow their blessings upon us. It appears that even such a great personality as Kṛṣṇa Kaviraj Goswami met with some envious obstacles. What then to speak of us, who are only insignificant creatures in this universe? We are simply trying to execute the orders of our spiritual master to the best of our ability.
Sri Chaitanya, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada tried to carry out the instructions of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur.
Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada tried to carry out the instructions of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada.
So, in this way, he tried to give this message of Lord Chaitanya
And in this way, he tried to give this message of Lord Chaitanya
all over the world.
all over the world.
And some people appreciate it, and some people criticize.
And some people appreciate it and some people criticize.
So, but anyway, Prabhupada is trying to carry out instructions of his spiritual master.
But anyways, Srila Prabhupada is trying to carry out the instructions of his spiritual master. Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela 7.171.
শ্রী রূপ রঘুনাথ পদে যারাস চৈতন্য চরিতামৃত কহে কৃষ্ণ দাস।
Translation. Praying at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunath, always desiring their mercy, I, Kṛṣṇa Dasa, narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita following in their footsteps. Purport. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to preach the Sankirtana movement of love of Krishna throughout the entire world. and therefore, during his presence, he inspired the Sankirtana movement. Specifically, he sent Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami to Vrindavan and Nityananda to Bengal and personally went to South India. In this way, he kindly left the task of preaching his cult in the rest of the world to the International Society for Kṛṣṇa Consciousness. The members of this society must always remember that if they stick to the regulative principles and preach sincerely according to the instructions of Acharyas, surely they will have the profound blessings of Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu, and their preaching work will be successful everywhere throughout the world.
So, this is the special blessing of our founder Acharya,
So this is the special blessing of our founder Acharya,
and we try to follow the teachings of the six Goswamis
and we try to follow the teachings of the six Goswamis
and the books that were written by the Gita, the Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and other books translated by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada.
and the Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita and other books translated by Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada.
This way, a human being can achieve unlimited spiritual mercy.
And in this way, human being can achieve unlimited spiritual mercy. Thus ends the chapter entitled Phalaśruti, the result of hearing about the explanation of the truth of the Pañca-tattva under the section How all the residents of Varanasi became Vaishnavas.
Thank you for watching our videos. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day, and don't forget to like and share our channel.